Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here once again for another episode of Quarantine Corner with Chris. The title of today's episode will be The Church, Thinking, and Penguins. The Church, Thinking, and Penguins. I'm going to be all over the motherfucking place with this particular episode. So go ahead, strap in, because we're about to have a good one tonight, folks. The first thing I want to talk about would be the church. The reason I want to talk about the church is because right now, a lot of church groups, a lot of pastors, a lot of whatever, bishops, yada yada yada, whatever, there's all kinds of names of religious leaders out there, and I don't know them all. But anyways, these religious leaders are still calling to hold church, have their congregations come in person, gather tight in a chapel or whatever, like fucking sardines, and have a service, mass, etc., etc., during the time of social distancing, where you're not supposed to have a group bigger than 5. One moment. This is particularly bothersome. The reason this is particularly bothersome because so let's just deal with the Christianity front for this beginning portion. The reason this is a problem with Christianity is because the Vatican, which I think we can all agree is kind of the head of modern Christianity. I mean, Catholics, obviously, but really is the head, the guiding light, etc., etc., for all modern Christianity. The Vatican. The Vatican is locked down. No one in, no one out, because they want to prevent the spread of disease. Pretty good idea if you fucking ask me. But no. You have people out here like Joel Osteen. Don't actually know if he is still continuing on. But people of that nature, some of these super churches, not all of them, some of these super churches, and then churches smaller than that, and even smaller and smaller, all the way down to your basic church in your basic town. Some of these pastors are still calling on their congregations to go to church on Sunday in a group, nowhere near 6 feet apart social distancing guidelines, and sing hymns and cough and breathe and really just be all up in each other, or at least all up in each other's personal space, all up in each other's shit if you really want to get down to it. Where the hell is the common sense? And I know a lot of you will say, well, you don't really put the words religion and common sense in the same category very often. Yeah, understood, whatever. Some of you were sitting there now screaming at the camera about how I'm some kind of satanic asshole, blah, 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 whatever. Not the case, by the way. I do have my own religion that I follow very closely. But at the end of the day, what you're looking at here, point blank, is that you are drawing people into a public space to gather together when that's not supposed to happen. Now, if we really want to get into even the Bible and look into the rights and the wrong and the do's and the don't of the Bible, even the Bible will basically tell you, not in so many words, you don't break the rules. You don't break the laws of the land. Guess what? These executive orders to stay home and stay safe for non-essential personnel, that is the law of the land. That is the rules right now. So here you are, you good Christians, you're out breaking the rules to congregate, vastly increase the risk to yourself and others so you can observe your faith. Well, guess what? There's plenty of people who observe their faith at home in the privacy of their own residence all the time that don't need to gather. And there's no reason that you shouldn't be doing that too. What is wrong with you? Why would you want to go, oh, it's in God's hands? That's what I've heard. But why would you want to go and take a chance? Yes, things can be left to God's hands. Yes, faith is important. However, if you're getting guidance, if rules and laws are being made to keep people apart, then it's not in God's hands. It's in the hands of common sense. And maybe even from a religious standpoint, it's in the hands, in the mind it should be, well, God is willing these officials and leaders to keep us separate, so maybe that's what we should do. But nope, congregations all over the place. Let's get together and have a service, sermon, etc., etc. for no good, valid, needed reason, and have a huge risk of exposure to each other and to ourselves. Bad idea. Wrong fucking answer. Please. I mean, and I highly doubt that anyone really of importance in the religious community is going to be watching my videos anyways, because I may be just a little bit up here and outside the box for them. But if by some chance you are watching my video, let's focus for just a moment. And let's listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, consider the things that I've said, and go, hey, maybe I am an absolute idiot. Maybe we should not be congregating anymore in our places of worship and worshiping in our own ways from home with maybe a newsletter, maybe even a video sermon posted on the internet to keep us all safe during these trying times. Churches, the heck is all I can say to you. What are you thinking? What's going on? Get your crap together and let's protect people. That would be the smart thing to do. No, it's hard to believe, but it is the smart thing to do, and probably the thing, God willing, you should do. So, un momento, por favor. So, that being said, I'm going to move on to the penguin topic. This is totally out there, totally from nowhere, just kind of how I am from time to time. But I was sitting there in my room early yesterday, and for whatever reason the thought of penguins came into my head. And then I considered briefly how cool it would be to own a penguin. And then I Googled, what do you have to do to own a penguin? Turns out, you can't own a penguin. No person without stupid amounts of money can build the habitat which a penguin needs to survive. That was crushing. I was really hoping to figure out how to own a penguin at some point. So, not a very happy moment when I learned that. Anyways, researching penguins, etc., etc. And while I was sitting there on the bed contemplating penguin ownership and the finer points of owning a penguin and what had to be done and all this nonsense, sat to myself there and I thought, what exactly do you call a group of penguins? And then I realized I had no idea. I literally had no idea. I didn't have the first idea what a group of penguins might be called. So I sat there and thought about it for a while. I'm like, you know what they should call them? I don't even care if it's right or wrong. You know what they should call a group of penguins? They should call them a peregrine of penguins. Because it fucking sounds good and I like it. I don't care if it's right or wrong. A peregrine of penguins. A group of penguins is a peregrine. Why not? Tell me that doesn't sound like a brilliant idea. Tell me that's not fantastic. Yeah, don't tell me. Well, no, go ahead and tell me. I don't care. Either way, I think it's fucking fantastic. And that's all that really matters here, is that I think a peregrine of penguins is a fantastic idea, and that's what they should be called in a group. And I am wrong. I'm fucking wrong. Don't like it, but I am. The actual name for a group of penguins is a colony, most often prevalent, or a rookery. I don't even know where the hell they got that from. Or a waddle. I can understand the waddle thing. Penguins waddle, that's what they do. So call a group of penguins a waddle. But whatever, those are only the name for a group of penguins on land. Apparently, they get a whole nother definition when they all move to the water. If you see a group of penguins in the water floating, they are called a raft of penguins. So penguins are all kinds of things in a group, except for a peregrine, which is what probably they should be called. Anyways, I'll put away my Google now that we've all been educated on groups of penguins. And just keep moving right on along. So, I've been doing this for a couple weeks now. No, not even a couple weeks. I've been doing it for approximately a week. Getting on here, sharing my thoughts, sharing my ideas, berating people, belittling people, trying to bring people together, trying to boost people, trying to just put out whatever catches me that day, where my mind's at, what I think needs to be said,